Hello, people of YouTube. It's me, Yuuna. Now, Sky has probably told you this, but to be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more Seanstermations MIRAI updates. See you around.
Hello everybody, my name is Super5 and welcome back to another Seanstermations MIRAI update, continuing from where we left off in the Looking Back series. Previously, we looked back on everything that had to do with the original Seanstermations and all of its history, how things have improved since Season 1 technically, even though it's Season 3, moving onward to the finale in which it would directly connect with Seanstermations next. And while it was a little bit muddled up and there were a lot of retcons that needed to be done specifically with that series of Seanstermations as we move on to Seanstermations MIRAI, this next part is going to be hopefully quite true. I hope it is, as today we are going to be looking into the history of Seanstermations next. That means that we're going to be looking into the story of Shun, Susume, and Senna all over again as we break down through all 3 seasons. And of course the movies will be sure to cover in the final part, where we will have a big reflection on all 4 parts, this one being the 3rd, and hopefully by the end of the series it will all be a nice, all in a neat pattern, and we'll be able to think on the history that we've seen before and how it will affect the history that's going to happen with Seanstermations MIRAI, which is coming very soon. But before we continue on with our Looking Back series, I'd like to thank everybody so much for coming by to watching these updates. It's very much appreciated, and I really do appreciate all your support. Absolutely love it, and I hope that you enjoyed today's show, because this was actually the end of Seanstermations on YouTube. That may change, but yeah, considering that the Seanstermations next finale was over 2 years ago, whatnot, it was sad at the time. But when you look back, it just shows how sweet it was back in the day. But I digress. All right, so we've got, as I said before, we've got all 3 seasons to cover. Season 1 is very interesting, of course, but of course we'll get to that in a sec. But before we, sorry, I've with my manners. So if you enjoyed this update and the updates that's coming with the final part coming next week, next month even. Sorry, I've got a list down here. So, of course, yeah, if you enjoyed this video and the updates coming, sure, like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content coming soon. But I just want to inform you beforehand that due to the events that will be coming in the final 4 months of 2022, there will not be a Seanstermations MIRAI update in October or December, but there will be one in November due to a couple new things that are coming out in September. Of course, Looking Back Part 4 is coming in September, along with a little anniversary video for Genshin Impact, because the anniversary is coming in September, and I just wanted to, gather a little something together and just to celebrate the game, because it's just one of those times. And then in October, we've got another What If, and we've got a little something for our Namekian friend Kitar, who was in a recent one-off special, along with the beginning of something, which, of course, there will be a trailer after this video. So I highly recommend you watch this video all the way to the end if you really want to see the trailer. If not, that's okay. The choice is yours. And then in November, we have the second part of this special project. Again, the trailer will be premiering at the very end of the video if you want to see it, along with another What If. And then at the end of November, that's when it's going to be the final MIRAI update of the year. But there will be more. There will be more. Don't you worry about that. There definitely will be more. And then in December, well, I can't really reveal that because I sent most of these ideas to Santa, but considering how well he's been delivering, especially after how should I put this in a delicate way, a global event from 2020 onwards, we can highly expect it to be a great way to end the year and a wonderful Christmas present before the brand new year. Right, so yeah, I think we're pretty much all set to go. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you do, be sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for more content coming soon, especially with the final part coming next month of the Looking Back series. Have our own episodes to reply, as well as everyone for the Mass Legion and everyone in the Shorts Patrol Magpie family. Let's get right into the video. Hope you all enjoyed the show, and let us go back into the history of Seanstermations next in Looking Back Part 3. So, Season 1. It pretty much kind of sort of started the way that Season 2 did, and this started in July 1st, 2017. That was when the first 2 episodes of Seanstermations Next were premiered. But unlike Seanstermations Season 2, the story of it did have some level of improvement. So while I didn't have a basic story structure in the original series of Seanstermations back in 2017, with Seanstermations Next, I tried to formulate a story where it would be full of character development in due time, as well as look into the history of the children of Sean, that being Shun and Senna, along with their childhood friend Susume, of course. Now, while random, of course, because there was a lot of random villains and a lot of one shot episodes, maybe continuing on to 2 parts, and the real dire situation started at the finale where Susume was taken or something like that. I think it never was. Again, it's been so long, so I'm trying to think about the storylines that I did back in the day, but I'm pretty sure that was what it was. But the idea of premiering both Seanstermations Next and Seanstermations around about the same time came from how Viz Media handled the Naruto to Boruto series. So, for those who don't know, in the English dub side of things, that Viz Media put Naruto Shippuden, the English dub DVD releases, around about the same time that Toonami was premiering Boruto Naruto Next Generation's English dub, which, of course, now that they're done with the Shippuden side of things in terms of DVD releases, they can focus that on the Boruto series. And it may be a hit or miss. I mean, the first episodes were not as good as people hope, but this isn't a Boruto video. This is a Seanstermations video. So, for first-time viewers of Seanstermations Next, during 2017, they may have not been able to understand the context, why is everything in the future? Is this a brand new show? What's going on? But in some ways, this has helped me out in a way to further progress the story from the original Seanstermations at the same time, now thinking about it. Because back in the early days, Seanstermations, it was all over the place. There was so many copyrighted material, which will all get retconned, of course. I scout, I'm cross my heart. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be retconning a few things. But with the limitation of Seanstermations Next to make it some sort of a endpoint for Seanstermations, that helped it improve the story over time. But Seanstermations Next, again, while random, definitely did improve in Season 2, which, of course, we'll get onto right now. So, but sorry, I ended it off on a bit of a high note, didn't I? Sorry. But despite all of its random villains, including the Number Man, which of course was a random character for Mizuko, the child of Minazuki and Yami to face. But despite all of its goofy antics and its early story development, Season 1, it was a great start to a potential series that would be even better than the original Seanstermations. But again, now looking back on the original Seanstermations, they all were good. Right. Oh, but sorry, I keep jumping to conclusions. So, Seanstermations Season 1, it was an absolute joy to do, and it is an absolute joy looking back on it now. And without Season 1, then Next wouldn't be what it is today. Right. Now, sorry for interrupting so many times, to be fair. I don't know, I just had a big launch, so I don't really know if that's going to my head or whatnot, but hey, so with Season 2 of Seanstermations Next, that was when the plot and the drama intensified with the introduction of Gale and the Celestial Shueisha, I think. Yeah, Shueisha. Gale and Shueisha. To be honest with you, the characters Susume and Kurame, honestly thought I didn't know what else to do with it. I thought it was just like a Jinchuriki clone, but then over time, when I continued on with Seanstermations next, I kind of separated it from the copyright material, and instead of like a tail beast, they would be like a celestial in a way. So there you go. That's how the Celestials were made. But with Gale and Suigi, now looking back on Gale and Suigi, I know it's a very decent start to Seanstermations Season 2. It really like amped up a lot of the drama, and the stakes were truly high as Gale's mind was now being under siege from having her celestial Suigi take over. Due to the mistreatment by other humans, of course, which can't imagine where I got that from, but I digress. But it definitely gave the characters a lot more of a challenge, especially after the next Seanstermations the movie. And while Super Saiyan Neo is a very good concept, that is going to have to be retconned very soon. But it to be honest, it for a start of a brand new series, it definitely did its best to like bring up the drama very well, and that very drama is what would then be transferred over to season 3 of Seanstermations next, which of course was premiering around about that time, or it could have been, was it 2018 when I had season 4? No, because in 2018. Yeah, 2018 was when season 3 premiered, and so this considerably helped out the main story a lot in terms of increasing the drama. So in some way, Seanstermations Next actually did help the main series quite a lot, to be fair, even though it was going to like, end on a pretty high note, all things considered. But back to Gale Suigi. Yeah, I just got to say that for first-time characters, they were absolutely fun to draw, fun to do. Of course, there were other characters that came after that, but without Gale and Suigi, there would not be an intensity in drama. And then the rest of season 2 was pretty much a couple of stories here and there, just a little, flashbacks, a little bit of hints of what's going to happen in the future. And then, of course, we had the occasional Christmas and Halloween specials like they would normally do back in the day. But just so Seanstermations season 2, it ended off on a better note than season 1 did, but things only got more intense when we get right along to season 3. Season number 3 was by far, in my personal opinion, the best series in all of Seanstermations Next. Not only for its character development, the introduction or reintroduction to Demon God Ozma that will likely lead into his full resurrection in Seanstermations MIRAI, which of course has been hinted multiple times in the trailers and the teasers. Ooh, almost ran out of breath for a second there. But looking back to each of the individual sagas, starting with the Yuzu saga, Yuzu started up the series very well. While the stakes weren't as high, probably similar to that of Gale and Suigi, the morals of the story more than made up for that, about how it's always okay to be creative and share your ideas with the world, as Yuzu's origami was the very source that allowed her to be broken from her trance as the tentacle or the failed celestial. I haven't really given it a name yet, to be fair. It's just, unless you want to call it just like a Starro the tentacle creature or something like that. It pretty much did look like Starro with tentacles after it was defeated. And now thinking about it, that was unbelievable, I ain't gonna lie. But then we go on to the Ninami saga. Now, the Ninami saga, that was no doubt one of the best out of the 3 sagas that came within Seanstermations Season 3, because unlike Seanstermations Season 1 and 2, Season 3 had a lot more episodes, which means there were a lot more stories to tell before the series wrapped up all together in a nice little bow. But originally, Ninami was the character Rosaria in the Xenosaur Files, but then after she went kaput, there was a little cameo at the end where you see a baby with Rosaria's armband, and then so while I was doing the Tobias arc, because originally Tobias and Yuzu were gonna have there were only gonna be two arcs with Yuzu and Tobias, but then it was because of that concept that was completely brushed off in the Xeno Shawn files, is where I transferred it over to Seanstermations Next, creating a second arc between the two. And the battles were a lot more intense. The drama and identity crisis would really brought a lot of emotional moments to the picture. And that finale, that glorious finale, if it's okay for me to say, but that glorious finale, it really did wrap up or rather gave homage to the history of short summations that was made so far. And that includes the in-game spin-offs, the OVAs, all of it, all into one magnificent attack, and oh my gosh, that was crisp. Yeah, because I remember doing that, and originally I was going to add sound effects to the final battle, to be fair, but then I just thought, it was always best to let the music play out, to be fair, but the glorious music of Might You, again, the music might change due to copyrighted material, and I do not own that song, and the content belongs to the original creators. Please support the official release. But at Ninami's end, I knew that the series was going to end, and if it was going to end anyway, it would definitely be by the hint that Ozuma was going to return. But now, I'll get teared up when I say this. We move on to the Tobias saga, the final saga of Seanstermations Next. While again, Ninami's saga was definitely, well written, and it definitely gave a lot of hints to Seanstermations Mirai that will be coming in the future. The finale is the best thing I've ever written for Seanstermations Next, because it was the closing, the final act. So I had to put everything I learned from the original Seanstermations and Seanstermations Extra 2, and then I had to combine everything I learned, place it on the table, and then I think to myself, what am I going to do with this character Tobias? And have him, using a grimoire that belonged to demon god Ozuma to help him create a brand new world. The stakes were definitely high for our heroes, and the villains they had to face, while not as powerful as Tobias, it all got a lot more intense when Tobias actually succeeded with his plan for a time being. Our heroes were doomed until the arrival of Susume's mother, and the hope that she brought our heroes until the very end. But then the final battle with Tobias came, and no, I'm not gonna lie, I did get a lot of inspiration from the Tournament of Power to making sure that the final battle with Tobias was going to be as perfect as it was. While not as perfect as most anime would do it, the all-out battle between our heroes at that final stand against someone that has the power of a fraction of what Ozuma has. I can already see people putting up that meme with Ozuma's face going, look what they need to mimic a fraction of our power. Because that's exactly it. Tobias was using a fraction of Ozuma's power, and he was able to outmatch our heroes so much, even to the point where he almost just was like, nope, I'm gonna destroy everything. Sean, of course, stops it, of course. But the main thing that made Seanstermations Season 3, especially with this arc in particular, is the guest voices. Now, the guest voices definitely were the greatest part. I'm talking about Adam Steele, who would eventually become Adamanti, Stephen Elwood, my papa, love you, dad. And then we've got Meg TheLovableDork, who, of course, provided her role as Yuuna, a younger Yuuna, of course. Hopefully we get to see her more in Seanstermations Mirai. I'm sure we definitely will. And then what made the Tobias saga so good was definitely the interaction between Shun and Sky Shizuka, played by Trina Juha, or the Spirit of the Future. Because originally, again, the Spirit of the Future scene, it was not included in the original, so I literally had to add that into the updated story. And again, everyone's performance was absolutely fantastic. They all did their great job. Trina definitely gave a lot of hope for the future as a role Sky Shizuka. Yuuna is just as sassy as a kid thanks to Meg's performance, and I can't wait to see how much her performance is as she goes into her teen and adult years. Mr. Stephen Elwood, aka my dad, again, he did his roles absolutely fantastic. To be honest with you, I don't know if I would consider him a Stan Lee character, maybe, but again, it was absolutely a grand performance. And then Adam Steele as Azar. I hope that will... he'll definitely come back in Seanstermations MIRAI. The only reason why I took his role in the finale of Seanstermations Next is because by the time I was like close to the finale, I did contact Adam, but unfortunately, he was like gone AFK for a while from Discord. But he was not AFK. Okay, he was not AFK on Twitter. We still contacted on Twitter. But hopefully, with all being said, he'll likely be back for Seanstermations MIRAI, so don't you worry about that. But then the final scene between Shun and Susume, not gonna lie, I was crying at the end. I was crying specifically at that scene, to be fair, and just the music that came with on the background. Although I can't use Yasuharu Takanashi's work in the future of Seanstermations, that one track, along with the scenes, I was like almost in tears by the end of it, but not as much as in tears as the performance between Sky and her grandfather at the end, and the inspirations of what is going to lead into the future, especially with that to be continued. And don't worry, that continued is definitely going to be continued. Fingers crossed, anyway. Fingers crossed. Oh, getting watery-eyed already. So, with that, I believe that's going to be the end of the third part, with only one part to go next month. But, everybody, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content coming soon. Oh, gosh, I'm going to need a long moment, because this, well, I'm going to miss it, but the next part, we will be covering the movies as well as the Xeno Shaun files, and then we're going to have a real big reflection by the end of it. Sorry, I'm sorry if it seems like I'm on the verge of crying. It's just that, yeah, the way the finale was just, it was just so good, It was so good. I'm going to miss it. My baby's all grown up, and it'll be an adult. Seanstermations MIRAI. But, alright. So, where was I? I was getting emotional about that. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe. Stay for more content coming soon. And of course, for those who have watched this video to the end, be sure to continue to stay tuned, for we do have a special trailer which is going to be revolving around a project that will be beginning in October, but then ending in early November. But nevertheless, I really hope that you enjoy the upcoming project and the next part coming up, as well as all the content coming soon. And for everyone at Short Super 5, as well as everyone from the Master Legion and everyone from the Short Patrol and Magpie family, thank you all so much for watching and joining with me with another Seanstermations MIRAI update. And I will see you all next time, where we will be wrapping up the Looking Back series and seeing what the future holds for Seanstermations and its many stories to tell. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you all have a safe week, and I hope you enjoyed this upcoming trailer. See you all next time. Bye-bye.